Are you waiting to tell a good story, but you want to have it as authentic and real and find a way for you or your audience to connect with the character from a story or the whatever thoughts and feelings they may have had? I'm Marlon Foster, and welcome back to another video from my YouTube channel, Stories from History. Today I'm going to be going over tips on how to tell a good story. So number one, you want to find a way to structure your story, right? You can tell it in chronological order. You could set the scene where there's a specific moment and then start the story by going back maybe a few years before or a few days before, the kinds of things you see in movies or TV shows. Um, or when you're probably writing a blog, right? Another key thing is you want to be excited to tell whatever particular story you're going to tell, whether it's fictional, whether it's something in sci-fi, or you're writing a fanfic piece, or you're telling a story of a historical figure from a time period and what they believed and what their thoughts and feelings on things were. You got to be excited to tell the story while you're at it, or else your audience are not going to be into the story. They're not going to be hyped up by it. They're not going to be as excited as you would want them to be if you're not excited yourself to tell the story. The third thing is you want to be as authentic as you possibly can. And by authentic, and what I mean by authentic is you want to open up maybe about the flaws, the vulnerabilities, challenges that a character faces, or mistakes that were made, or things that a person did that had long-lasting consequences, negatively speaking. You also, yeah, that's pretty much the tips I have so far. Oh, and also there's different mediums in telling a story. If you're a playwright, you are probably wanting to tell whatever you're excited about. You probably want to tell a story through a play you're working on, or a screenplay, or a musical. Or if you're a film director, you want to tell the story through film. If you're a history blogger like me, who owns a blog on Substack, you want to tell the story through blogging. And as you're writing in blogs, whether it's Substack, Medium, WordPress, you want to you want to find creative ways with your writing and how you go about telling your story. And you also want to find ways to pitch your story as well. So that's another important thing. And then also another rule of thumb: don't leave your audience bored, right? If you're like me, if you're telling a story of a real person who lived in a real time, don't tell the story like you're gonna give a lecture in a classroom, right? You don't want to just have a neutral tone and tell a lecture and tell a story like you're telling a lecture, or sometimes your audience will become disinterested, they'll yawn, they'll probably, look at their text, their phone messages and be like, ugh, ugh. Right? You don't want that to happen. So that's pretty important. Also, you want to, when you're telling a story about a character and about immense tragedies they faced, you want to tell it in a way that speaks to what emotions they were going through, right? How they channeled their grief, those kinds of things. You also, what's another thing? Oh yeah, also your characters, sometimes they're the protagonists, but they maybe they find themselves in a situation where they mess up one time after another, and the cycle keeps continuing until they learn by the end of said story or movie, or however you're going about telling a story. Those are my tips on telling the story. That's the best I can come up with so far. If you want to see more of my content, just please click the like and subscribe button below. You can go to Stories from History YouTube channel. You can also I'll put the link to my Substack below, and you can subscribe to Arlen's Substack. You can join free or paid. I'd really appreciate the support. Thanks for listening.